The anniversary is well underway. The brand new second part of the tome opens today in just a few moments. And of course, we know that the PTB is right around the corner, bringing Lara Croft as the new survivor, as well as some cool stuff that we just found out, like changes to the night, and some killer survivor perks are coming, including Iron Will is back, baby. And we'll break that down in just a few seconds. Before we do that, welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Speeders. And if you're new to the channel, I am Old Head Gaming. And of course, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest horror ASM news, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Now, let's go over and we're going to look at Dweet's Twitter so I can show you everything that's coming with Night, Killer, and Survivor perks. The Knight is receiving some huge changes. New ability, added ability to manually swap between guards. New patrol pass must be at least 10 meters long. New, the Knight, if the Knight is within 8 meters of a guard, the hunter time depletes 3 times faster. And added a multiplier to increase hunt timer based on length of patrol path. Alongside these new additions, several other things have been changed. And here's the first is the change to card effects. Reduce hunt time to 12 seconds from 24. That is a huge drop down on card effects. Reduce pallet wall break time to 1.8 seconds, so that's a little bit faster from the full 2. Increase the detection range from 10 meters from 8. So he loses the amount of hunt time in half, but breaks pallets and walls faster, and he has increased detection rate. Jailer, increased hunt time from 24 seconds from 12. So this is the exact opposite. The Jailer is now going to be on the field for 24 seconds versus the 12. Reduce pallet wall break time to 5 seconds was 6. Increased detection range to 16 meters was 14. So kind of the same thing. We saw a detection range increase by 2 meters. Assassin, reduce pallet wall break time to 5 seconds was 6, the same as Jailer now. And increased detection range to 10 meters was 8 meters like card effects. So all 3 of the different types have all received multiple changes, and of course they all got a 2 meter boost on their detection range. Doesn't look like Assassin's time has been changed though. Now there's gonna be various add-on changes, and we'll probably see those a little bit closer to the actual drop of the PTB. So let's start with the killer perks. Several killer perks with little time or too long of a cooldown have been buffed. Darkness revealed. Aura is now 6, 7, 8 seconds, up from 3, 4, 5. Machine learning, increased duration to 40, 50, or 60 seconds, up from 20, 25, and 30. This is actually a pretty solid boost to machine learning. I kind of like where they're going with this. When the good old Larry the Meatball came out, I thought this perk had some potential, but just the time is so short. I'm all ears. What are we doing with this ghosty perk? Reduce cooldown to 60, 45, and 30 seconds. From 60, 50, and 40. So the tier 1's still the same, but we got a 5-second shave off on tier 2 and a 10-second shave off on tier 3. Not bad. Trail of Torment reduced the cooldown to 60, 45, and 30 from 80, 70, and 60. Like when they boosted Trail, I thought it was going to become part of the meta. It just never did. So they're reducing the cooldown but keeping the buff to it. Interesting. Oppression and Dragon's Grip are both having their cooldowns cut in half. 60, 50, 40 now. Second wise from 120, 180. So interesting to see where they're going with this. I like seeing these killer perks that have kind of just withered into non-existence get a buff. I like to see this. Now here's the thing, we got the survivor perks, and we're going to start with, of course, the focus seems to be on healing or injured survivors are getting a buff. Autodidact, you know I'm a fan of the autodidact. Beginning penalty is now minus 15 from minus 25. I like that. So not as bad as a kickback on your initial penalty. Empathetic connection, speed heal others, now 30% from 10%. That's a nice little boost. Empathetic connection could be a little bit sneaky now. Resurgence healing granted after being hooked is now 50, 60, 70%, up from 40, 45, and 50. Solidarity healing conversion rate is now 50, 60, and 70% from 40, 45, and 50. That's a pretty solid boost. We already talked about Iron Will's back, baby. They just reverted it back to normal. 80, 90, 100, up from 25, 50, and 75. They had made Iron Will, which I never thought was an overwhelming perk, absolutely useless. Now it's back to that grunt suppression, baby, and that's what I like to hear. For all of you, I don't know, Bill users or Rebecca users or Thalita users, where they're screaming at the top of their lungs across the map, this will help you. Babysitter, increased duration of haste and pools of blood hiding from 20, 25, and 30 seconds. from 4, 6, and 8. That's a nice boost to Babysitter. I still don't see Babysitter being used, but I like what they're doing here, trying to boost these healing and injured survivor perks, because they had really done some serious damage to healing, making it very hard for survivors. I like what they're doing here. I also like what they did with the killer perks as well. I can't wait to see the full scope though. And there you have it. This is what we're looking at, is a prelude to what we're going to find out from the actual PTB, which should be starting Tuesday. And that's going to bring us, of course, a bunch of minor changes, kind of like what we're seeing with this night rework. That's a little bit more major, but the healing and injured survivor perks, of course, the killer perks, we're probably going to see a little bit more. There's probably some stuff that wasn't actually mentioned in this leak, but I like what we're seeing here on these posts by Tweet. I think we're really seeing a good move for the mid chapter. And of course, we'll get that confirmation that Lara Croft is coming, which we obviously know, because let's be honest, Gumpy's like 7 for 7. If he said this Lara Croft, I tend to believe it to be. But the PTB is around the corner, and the second wave to earn more parts of cosmetics, including the next part of the unknown and Bill skin, are going to be available by the time you're watching this video. So let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.